I heard something, it's been reported that the Knicks, that I wanted to ask you about, because Knicks fans have to feel good about this, I imagine, right? In one way, at least. So the Knicks players are taking the bonus money, some of the bonus money that they got from winning the NBA Cup, $500,000 apiece.
A little bit over.
Yeah, a little over. Yeah.
533 to be exact.
Yeah, 33 G's. Let's not pretend that's nothing.
533,096.
That's right.
I think that was the exact number.
You can get all your broke friends Christmas gifts with that money. Now,
you have to pay taxes.
Even your rich friends. Now, they're taking some of that and they're giving bonuses to staff on the Knicks that don't get bonuses. So I had two thoughts about that. I want to know, because you've seen this from every angle. Yeah. On the one hand, I'm thinking, James Dolan, whatever bad things I've said about him, he's known as being a generous, NBA franchise owner.
Facts. And perhaps one of the most generous owners in the NBA. He's even helped a few of our favorite legends get out of debt. So despite the media narratives, James Dolan does take care of his own.
Right? Mm-hmm. I never heard people say, oh, Dolan played us cheap that way. And yet, players have to pick up the slack for the fact that there's staff that the players feel should be compensated who aren't being compensated a certain way, and they're kind of covering for ownership there.
No, they're not.
What?
That is not true.
Why?
Max is definitely fucking reaching right here. I don't know if his affiliations with the Daily News, just them having beef with James Dolan, but he has always gone at that man's neck. I mean, how many companies out there are really giving out bonuses to any employee regardless of level?
Why don't those people get bonuses?
That is false. You can't put, first of all, Mr. Dolan's generous. Just
Mr.
leave it at
Dolan.
that.
Oh, you doing business with this dude.
No.
Hey, Rich Paul coming to James Dolan's defense. I'm telling you, these guys are slowly slithering their way as they see the Knicks are very close to not only making an NBA Finals appearance, but possibly winning it all. And they do understand that that New York energy is going to help LeBron James's brand. Just winning one in New York is like going back to back. Shit, they might even put LeBron James above Jordan if that happens.
I'm just saying, Jim Dolan is generous.
Yes.
Leave it at that.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with ownership. Because here's the thing. There's people that work amongst the team. The players, to me, this is more of an admiration from the players to say, hey, these people are here every day with us. We see these people and we won. It also says a lot about the people as well, because when you see somebody every single day, they see these people more than they see their family.
But yeah, it's amazing how that story didn't go as viral, opposed to just trolling the franchise on whether they're going to hang up a banner or not. Once again, my fellow Knicks fans, you have no allies in the media.
And so the players are deciding to do this because sometimes, whether you're a staff member, you may not have in your contract a certain playoff share,
Sure.
a certain number of tickets you get, bonus, or different things like that. So that's on one.
If I'm Dolan and I hear that the players are paying bonuses to the staff, what I'm doing is that's great. They want to do that. I'm matching all the bonuses to the staff.
He didn't?
That's true. I don't know he didn't, but I have not read that he did.
But this is the problem with media. You don't always have to read it. Here's the thing. There's people that do
Call
a
Pablo
lot of...
Torre. Find out about this one.
There's people that do a lot of nice things for other people and you never know about it.
That's true.
So...
No, and by the way, I started this by saying he's known as a generous dude.
Yeah, but then
I'm just saying, I noticed that the way the reporting is that the players are giving a part of their bonus to staff that is not getting bonuses.
Yes, but everybody's contract doesn't come with a bonus.
And I'm saying maybe they should take care of their people.
Have you ever owned a company before?
not like the Knicks, no.
Okay,
yes.
But what I'm saying is, when you own a company, there's contractual agreements. There's language within those agreements. And the admiration is the players play for what team?
The Knicks.
And the players decide to do what?
Pay staff that don't get bonuses, part of their own bonuses, because ownership isn't giving them one.
That is not true. See, that is not true. It has zero to do with ownership. You're taking it way across the bridge.
What are you saying? That's with the GM? What are you talking about?
No. You're taking it across the bridge.
Yes.
The players decide to do a very generous thing during the Christmas holiday time for people that they felt deserve it, right? it's still a reflection of the Knicks organization, regardless how you look at it.
It is a reflection of the team that the front office
Because
has
what
put
you
together.
don't, because here's the other thing. What you don't hear about is, I know for certain, there's been times that people probably did deserve this and it didn't happen. And
Okay,
ownership,
so that's
and ownership did give.
Okay, but I'm
bonuses
not
out.
talking about those. I'm talking about this time
Yeah,
where it
but you
appears
can't- but you can't- you-
that the players are picking up the slack for.
That's not true. I disagree.
Well,
with
we
that.
don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah,
we
but
don't
I-
know if
but
that's
I-
true or
But I
not.
still disagree with that because you can't put everything on ownership all the time in that way.
Is this Mr. Bias coming out just in
No,
the
it's
sense?
not Mr. Bias.
Do you
I
have to
think,
put just because you have to do business with all
no,
these teams?
it don't. I don't have. I mean, I have one player, but I'm just being honest.
Hey, Rich Paul, that one client, is he about to do business with the Knicks? And when it comes to Max Kellerman, he definitely is picking and choosing of who he applies this quote unquote morality of just paying out bonuses. Where's this same energy for Alex Rodriguez and his business partner laying off all those employees out in Minnesota?
This front office has put together a team like the Nova Knicks and everything, and you have to do the DiVincenzo and Julius Randle deal for Cat. I get that, and that broke up the Nova Knicks a little, but it's still the kind of nucleus is there. There's a certain, and we see this in the NFL when teams started drafting the quarterback's receiver from college because you have already that built-in relationship and chemistry. You saw it in Cincinnati, you've seen it in a lot of places. But the Knicks kind of took that philosophy a bit, it looks like, and it's worked in terms of the cohesiveness of the team. There's good chemistry and team cohesion. And as a fan who watches that, I think, oh, this bodes well for the Knicks. This is not in baseball, they used to have an expression like 24 different cabs after the game. No one was having dinner together. They all, on that kind of team. But this Knicks team is like the opposite of that, it seems to me. And when I see something like the fact that they're giving part of their bonus from winning the cup to staff, that is like the kind of, my first thing is what we already discussed. And my next thing is, that looks like a team that's together because the stars have to come together, the rich ones, and be like, the highest paid dudes and be Cat and Brunson and OG and be like, you know what we should do? So that idea has to come from somewhere and they have to agree to it and kind of all do it together. Is that a good sign for this team?
Yeah, it's always a good sign when you have continuity and things of that nature. That don't necessarily mean you're gonna win a championship. But yeah, it to me, when that type of stuff happens, the way I look at it is, because what we don't know is, yeah, it may have came from the top, a top player. Everybody might not agree to it, but but you look like you can't be a class clown in that situation when everyone's doing right. So that's one thing. But to answer your question, the answer is yes. And I think what that equates to is when we're on the basketball floor,
Yeah.
and I have a swing, do I hesitate or do I just swing that ball?
Right.
That matters. And so when you enjoy playing with each
What
other.
is the hesitation about? Like, I want to take the shot?
Yeah, the hesitation is equivalent to if you hesitated in terms of giving your share for the bonus, then that means you're going to hesitate on the swing.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah, so you're saying there is a correlation between that and cohesion and all that.
Yeah, of course. But there's also teams that have won and players didn't necessarily like each other.
Right, there's more than one way to do it. Right. Yeah, sure.
But I'd rather be cohesive and have continuity and collaborate to then bring forth winning, the possibility of winning a championship versus the other side of it.
That bonding dynamic is definitely underrated, especially when these guys want to go for an NBA championship. Honesty is a must. When guys are fucking up, somebody got to be able to call it out. So we're seeing a lot of positive signs when it comes to unity. Another example of it is the defensive player of the game. The way the guys are taking the pictures with the Tims. It's brought more of an organic unity that guys can actually just want to participate in. You know how you work at one of these companies where it's a fake team atmosphere and everyone can tell they're just pretending? That's where events like taking photos for the defensive player of the game, it cultivates that organic unity that you need. Mikal Bridges, he's able to call guys out when they miss their defensive assignments. Shout out to my guy Rick, he definitely pointed that out to me. And with that newfound power, just take a look at where Mikal Bridges is standing when they take those defensive player of the game photos. He's front and center alongside that player that won that award. Again, you got to mix a little bit of the inorganic with the organic.
The reason that I'm bringing all this up, Rich, is as a New York sports fan, and it's not just a New York sports fan. I don't root for the Jets. I don't root for the Mets. You know, I'm a Yankees, Giants, and growing up, I was a Knicks fan.
And you still are, Max. You still are a Knicks fan. You just like pocket watching them, but you one of these low-key Knicks fans. You act like you don't know what the fuck is going on with the team, but yet you know the whole roster top down, and you come across as a scorned but yet still curious ex.
I don't root for the Jets. I don't root for the Mets. You know, I'm a Yankees, Giants, and growing up, I was a Knicks fan. As a New York sports fan, I look at...
That's an embarrassment of riches.
Another embarrassment of riches?
Yeah, because you have 6 teams to choose from.
That's right. But I go for the heritage
Unlike
team.
me.
Yeah. All your teams are the heritage team in Cleveland. In New York, you have the heritage team, and then a lot of times the clown franchise. And I like the heritage team. Usually it's Yankees heritage, Mets clowns.
I understand
Giants
that,
heritage, although they've been clowns recently, Jets clowns.
What do you mean the Mets?
The Jets are a clown franchise.